part of me. Mitchell & Johnson, famous makers of the finest in baby products and, you know, personal hygiene. Oh, no, wait, that's Johnson & Johnson. Whatever. It's a bad name. Mitchell & Johnson. London. So actually, that makes more sense. Maybe more of like a cologne brand. Mitchell & Johnson. They make some audio stuff, some audiophile stuff. And they make headphones. And they make a couple headphones. And I had 2 of my fans send me in 2 different headphones roughly the same time. The MJ1s, which are here, which the owner absolutely hates. And he says, these are terrible. I don't love them. Maybe sell them in the yard sale because I don't give a shit. The second, the M&J2. The owner absolutely adores them. Can't stop talking about how highly he misses them so much. So here they are at the same time. And I should be separating these into 2 reviews because dailies and I got to keep up. But you know what? It's better for you guys if I combine it. I'm not using the stock wire on either. We'll start with that. Here is the stock wire for the M&J2. And it's, look at the fucking length between the split. I'm actually okay with like a long split. But this is like this is a 4-foot cable with this thin ass wire. It's thin. At least it's not janky. If you've never been to a Z Reviews, by the way, you're about to learn some language. Janky is when a cable looks like that permanently. So it's nice and straight. But it's stiff and thin. And here's the connectors. And it has that system installed where these are stereo tips so that so they're not labeled left and right, so you can plug them in either one and it'll work. And I didn't want to use this wire, even though it's not the worst. There's been worse wires, all right? There's been worse wires. Mostly the ones from the M&J1. Which I believe the owner sent this over, because this didn't come with the unit. He was just trying to figure something out. Where this side can be wired balanced, because it's 3.5 on either side. This is only one-sided. So it comes with, like, that is a janky wire. It feels like it wants to be the same as that wire, but maybe they just didn't. I can't make it do that. So yeah, no. This is a no wire. It's too light and springy. Like, look at this. It should just fall down. Like, fall down. It doesn't want to fall. Oh, here, you ready? You are now straight. Oh, okay. Actually did come with a really nice bag, though. It's the M&J1 box. The M&J2s, the owner sent in a case that wasn't from them, so I'm not going to bother. It's really a soft bag. Okay, we're done with that? Great. I don't know where to begin. It's been a while since I've done a double. Problems. Build problems on both. Both have build problems. That is fucking weird, number one. Like that. Like, let's just, I don't know, let's build it like that. Everyone clapped in the boardroom. So, it's different. They offset the cups just back. Cheap, plasticky metal. Metally plastic. It's one of those two. I'm thinking it's metally plastic. No, like, head foam up here. Like, there's some in here. Listen. From the adhesive in there, squeezing and letting go. So, like, this would be a good grip for, like, a gun, but not for the top of your head. Wood is okay looking. Everything's shiny chrome around the outside. Oh, by the way, these are hybrid electrostats with a Z because they're not electrostatic. They use electric drivers, which are like fake electrostatic that can be run off of normal power. So that's a much cheaper way to say it's like an electrostatic headphone, you know, like Stax. They're not anything like Stax. The wire I'm using, I might as well sell you guys something. I've actually pimped this before, and it's the SKW. Look at this monster. Look how perfectly straight. And this works on T50s because of that end. And it's just like, God. I'm sorry, I just had to talk about that wire in at least 2 or 3 more videos. I wish they were sponsoring me. It'd be great if I mentioned it every video and I get like a check. I want to be that YouTuber. When am I going to be that YouTuber? Anyway, you could almost see in here, if you could look real carefully, you could see there's a vent up top and then a driver down here. So it's a small driver and a big electric driver above it. And that's supposed to take the highs and make them electrostatic-y, and the lows, standard dynamic driver. So they put it in this can, this giant can, that doesn't tilt this way. So when you put it on, the first thing and only thing you feel is this front bit here. See where my fingers are? That's all that hits your head. Because when you put on an angled pad, the fat part goes to the back to fill in where your head curves back. And since these are dead fucking straight and don't curve, I'm like, quality. I can get them, I want to break them so bad. I want to go, and get them on my head. And get them, and you're actually relatively comfortable once you've assaulted them to the point where they fit at your head. The owner hates these, and I know why. Because there's been instances where I'm listening and it's like, please don't sound bad. And then something really complicated and heavy in the high end comes on. It's like, these now sound bad. And they hurt. They actually hurt. So if you ever want to get a bad review on our Zeos and Z reviews, you simply have to make it hurt me and then I will fuck you up. So the M&J ones, let's skip through. All right, Marilyn Manson is a great example of something that if you have a headphone that can't handle harsh and shrill and pain, push those aside. Push those aside for... You can't hear it, but that's going right, left, right. Right, left, right. It's actually creaking that way in both directions. Let's actually look at the build. So the MJ2s, which they call their audiophile headphones, they went with a more standard center headband, which means they quit. Much prettier looking silver. It actually has a hinge system here to fold. If you wanted to fold these up and make them a little more portable, you can. Although it is a bit stiff. I don't think the owner's done that. But it exists. And I only like this will slide back and forth a little bit in here. I could take this to a Foley guy and he could give you a haunted pirate ship in like 2 minutes. So it's got some weird build. I'm squeezing it by the Y yokes here. They're just squeezing in. The pads are not very thick, but at least they're soft. I mean, they're soft on this too, but these actually, even though, again, don't do this. They still haven't figured out heads are shaped like that. These, for some reason, fit so much better. I think by default they have a little more... Oh my god. Please don't break before the review's over. They also haven't figured out to add padding up here. This would be a wonderful point to pimp the Dakoni Nuggets. Where are you? Dakoni sent me a fuck ton of these. Like, here, pimp our nuggets. No, they're not chicken nuggets. I'll open the new ones. I have these on my Klipsch HP3s. Oh, look how square these are. Did they change how square they are? Hold on. Yeah, look, these are like roundy. Those are very, very squarey. These are the newest revision with the better tape. And it's just a soft memory foam with... It's a fake leather, but it's Dakoni's own special blend of it, and it's very, very convincingly soft. So you would just get, I think it's 20 bucks for 4 of these. You could take 2, you could put them here, you could put 3 on it, you can go just in the very edge, you can go 1 in the center. So this video is sponsored by Dakoni Nuggets. It actually isn't. I just got free nuggets. So, yay, pay your rent with nuggets. So let's get past the fucking... They're both atrocious build quality. The wood is nice. Like, oh, wow, wood. Like laser engraved. That's actually super nice. There's like little details like screws, but when it's creaking and at least it slides decently. This has to slide based on like these two rods. It's got the exposed wire here, which is like, that's what, when you're doing one side, you have to bring the wire from one side to the other. It's so much easier to do just two wires at the bottom. It gives your owners a chance to just go balanced. I feel like it. I am running these both on the mirrored or the sistered 789s, by the way. More light? Less light? Does that help? Does that hurt? I really need to put a sunshade on this thing so those don't fuck it up. And same system here. You can see here's the electret up here and the driver. So same tech, new revision. These are great. These actually are like fucking legitimate headphones. You got to get past that build though. So what am I looking at? Let me describe why these are bad, and then we'll describe why those are good. I can't believe I can't get these to fit right still. Marilyn Manson's still on. You can tell in both these headphones that there's something special going on the way they are. A normal headphone is one driver, and the driver either performs or doesn't perform. When you break it into two drivers, where one is responsible for the highs, one is responsible for the lows. Didn't mean to do that, but we're keeping it in. When you do that, you can break apart, like, why is this bad or why is this good? And in this headphone, the MJ1s, it's why is this bad? And it's like, let's skip ahead in the song. I can tell that there's something doing the highs because there's more highs than I'm hearing mids and lows, because there's two separate drivers activating at two different volumes because of two different voltages coming from the amp. Even though the amp is one thing, one of them is more efficient than the other. So when you start skipping through tracks, occasionally it'll be fine. It'll be like, oh, the beginning of Prodigy Rhythm Bomb from The Day Is My Enemy. Like, yeah, okay, this is starting out. It's good, nice and balanced. Got good clear highs. I hear a clear like bell tone, and then it's gonna start getting hardcore, and that's still not bad because it's not screaming at me yet. If I turn it up a little bit, ow, it sounds nasal and muddled and painful on the MJ1s. That's what that song does. And now MJ2s, same song, Please Don't Crack in Half. Bass, way more prominent. Like it's hitting good. They've figured the balance out. It feels like the electric driver in this is like version 0.6 alpha. And the driver in this one is 1.0 release candidate. It's just better. And then they figured out to actually bring the low end up. Maybe they put a resistor on the treble. I mean, I know this is going to have more power. Was it balanced? But look at the difference in gain to get the same amount of volume. That's up to half, and that's not even at like 11 o'clock yet. So this is more efficient. Maybe they were trying to reduce the bass in this, and they put a resistor line in there to make it so hard to drive. But these actually sound like when cymbals crash. I don't feel like absolutely ripping off my head and crying, which is what these do. We're going to have to compare to something other than these two headphones, though, because what's the point? The only other headphone I have in my lineup that has dual drivers are the One More Triples. And if I had to compare the two, the One More Triples were this. They were a solidly good headphone with a little bit of elevated bass. Then the treble came in, and the treble was the reason you had dual drivers, because it just brought all that clarity and imaging. Opposite with these. These have very good, clean upper and mid-range. Good. Nothing spectacular. For their price, whatever they're going for currently. I literally can't look it up. They're just used everywhere, not available. But they're like, okay, that's solid. Then the low end kicks in, and that's where they biased everything. You buy these headphones because you want the low end to be there. These are a low end set of headphones, and they're closed back, which is nice. People are constantly asking me, what headphones should I get? And I have to get away from this build quality shit. And once we get away from that, you can actually start concentrating on the sound. Let's hit the next track. It's one of those headphones where soundstage is confusing. Because one song sounds wide, and the other song sounds narrow. Otis Taylor, Went to Hermes, does not sound wide at all. Chris Cornell, Bend in the Road, doesn't sound wide at all. Epic Score, Shred My Brain. I'm so glad that track came on. Oh my god. These sound like $40 headphones when they're out in their comfort zone. There's sometimes when they just sound good. That's $100, solid $150 headphone. Just enough. Build quality is enough. Sound quality is enough. And then you go out and it's like, well, there's no bass. And then the treble kicks in, or that Epic Score Shred My Brain comes on, and you're just like, I can't listen to them. But you put these on with Shred My Brain. Oh, that's sound. And I can appreciate it, although I'd really rather not listen to it. Next. Prodigy Skylined, right? We'll go back to Prodigy, because Keith. Solid imaging. Yeah, the upper range in these headphones, with what the Electret is taking over and doing, is absolutely perfectly fine. It's not super exceptional. It's not like the One More Triples where that was the thing. But the imaging is good. The imaging is clear. It's not overbearing. It's not harsh. It's a solid... I have to break this into basically... Each one of these headphones is 2 headphones. So there's 4 headphones here. Low-end headphone on this side, horse shit. High-end headphone on this side, painful. Overall headphone score, 0. These headphones... Every sound is adorable. These headphones, the upper and mid-range, are absolutely quality. You could tell they've refined it down to work properly. And then you listen to the low end, and it isn't bassy, boomy, bloated all the time. It's only bassy, boomy, and not quite bloated, but I would definitely call these a bass can when the music calls for it. And that's got to do with the dual drivers, because usually, like X1s, where are my X1s? X1s, you put on anything, vocals, Frank Sinatra, sounds like he's talking black, there's more bass in it. And in this, the mid-range, where the vocals come in are just fine. Now that's the song you test this with. These are mighty efficient. I'm going to point this out. Because now, I mean, this song is not very highly recorded. This is the ending theme for Konosuba Season 1, which was the best ending theme ever. And look where my amp is, keeping in mind my amp is sideways. My amp's down. It's not even at like 9 o'clock. It's a little bit over 9 o'clock on low gain to kill me. So that means mobile use. Hear me? I'm sure Japan will come and shut this shit off in a second. Hold on. See, here's one of those tracks, but these MJ1s still sound fine. They actually sound... These actually have more treble going on, and in this female vocal track, I like the MJ1s a little better. It's just calm and collected, and you're listening to it. And then occasionally you get like the sis, and the sis come in, and it isn't It sounds mono. You ever when you put on a song or something and it just happens? Then when, all right, I'm gonna date myself a little bit here. Anyone have a tuner? A tuner for the radio. It's in the air, but like not Wi-Fi. You old folks remember it. When a station used to go out of stereo and into mono, and everything just sounded like horseshit. That's what these do. So it's just like I want the tonality on that can be better for like vocals, but then it happens and you hear it and it's like and you shrivel up and you don't want touch no more, no more touch, no touch. So I'll go back to these because they're a better balanced set, even if the highs are a little bit reduced, and there are in this female vocal track. Most other music. Skipping ahead. Phantogram, Blackout Days. This is also a wide track. Now this track sounds wide. So again, these are they're very source dependent as far as like, do they sound wide, Zeos? Depends on the song. Well, do they sound sharp? No. I think what they did is they overcompensated just a touch from the murder that was these to this, which is so much better. They went and they took the highs and they went, no, they put a big fucking resistor on there, even though it makes no sense because it's so efficient. They must have changed the entire design. I will recommend the MJ2s. I will not recommend the MJ1s. That's just what it comes down to. The sound demos I completed on these a couple weeks ago, and I don't remember exactly how they came out because I don't have that sort of photographic memory. But you will find the links to those in the description. And tomorrow they will be released publicly because I've got to maintain dailies. And I'll either release one and then another if I really want to stretch the days out and be a dick. But that's basically a guarantee no one's going to watch the second one. Or you guys can check them out now and then ignore my channel for the next day. But yeah, give them a listen. Give them a listen. They look good. Like this one looks good. Like you can almost get away with like, wow, those look fancy. Until you realize there's no pad. Like, there's padding here. It's just so hard that if the headphones weighed 30 pounds, that's what I would expect the headphone padding to be like because it has to be resilient enough to carry that weight. But the headphones don't weigh 30 pounds. They're a little heavy in the bottom. They're a little heavy, but no. And these are just ugly and sinful and shameful. And they work like 1 out of every 3 songs. These work perfectly fine. They're acceptable. And then everything else is just, And these work great, I'd say 4 out of 5 songs. They never get unacceptable, though. That's the thing. They just feel like they lack something. They took a little bit too much out of the treble. So it's good and balanced, but it's not magical up there. These are the Oh Mama. Hold on, let me just Oh Mama. Wait for it to figure out what I just did. Nope, it wasn't clicked on the thing. I gotta click the thing, then I gotta go Oh Mama. Pink Floyd, Not Now John, Ritz Olsen, no, Run the Jewels. Let's lower the MJ1s because we don't need them anymore. Hold, please. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's put this on a higher gain. For a closed back can to pull off bass that's acceptably raised, I like them. I like them. Do I love them? Will I own the set? No. No. I think if they made an MJ3 and got it all perfect, I'd want a set of those. MJ1s were a failed experiment. MJ2s are a great improvement. MJ3s don't exist. There are a couple other headphones this company makes, but I'm not going to go digging through them. Let me see what links I have open. Yeah, according to the Amazons, MJ1s, new $500. Eat my ass. MJ2s, new $279 with $30 shipping and $20 tax. That's a tough fucking nut. Over $300 for these. These are like $150 headphones, which they probably are, because they were on Massdrop here. And I don't know how much they were, because Massdrop just shuts their shit off. What's Fubar doing? Go away, Fubar. And then here, the website is terrible, by the way. The Mitchell & Johnson website. That's it. The couple specs, real cherry wood, and then retail price. That's it. This is the whole of their website for these. And here's the other ones they make. The GL2s portables. All new. All over $500. Let me see what they look like. Let me show you. Let me show you. View image. Wow. Quality image there. Glad the company put it up. Can I even? There we go. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see where Mitchell & Johnson goes, because build quality is a little shoddy. The wires are a bit shoddy. And the sound on at least like quarter of this and all of that is a bit shoddy. But potential. Good, solid potential. Now, this review is over. Let me talk about the yard sale, which these will probably be in. If you join my Patreon for $5 a month. You ready? Here's the pitch. Here's the pitch, guys. Ma'am, stop fixing your bra. Here's the pitch. If you join my Patreon for $5 a month, just $5 a month, you get to bid on items that I have purchased with your $5 or other people's $5, or that have been given to me by companies or individuals. And you get to bid on those for any value you want, even a penny. And if no one else wants it, and you win for a penny, I ship free to the United States. And if you're international, if you live in Brazil, I will pay for half the shipping to Brazil. So if you win for a penny and the shipping is $100, you pay $50.01. Thoughts, ma'am? Good. So that's one of the reasons to join the Patreon. The other is because you could ask me any questions you want. $5 tier, you have to ask me on Patreon, and that's fucking annoying. $10 tier, there's a $10 chairman, which allows you to also bid in the yard sale, but you get into a private Patreon-only chat on Telegram, which currently has over 130 members. And they're all very helpful people that have all followed my recommendations or give advice or love to hear me give them advice via my mouth. Give you something via my mouth, if you know what I mean. So that's the $10 tier, and anything above that is just you feeding my cat. So I also get to see those reviews about a week to 2 weeks early, depending on how busy I am. I'm probably going to push this on the Patreon for like 3 days. I don't know if there's going to be a rush in these headphones. So 3-4 days in the Patreon, then dump in public. So that's my spiel. That's why you should support me via Patreon. Because you want to hear my voice slightly early. You want to buy the things I don't need anymore. And you want to ask me questions endlessly. And other than that, you also get access to every wallpaper I've ever used. And then you could use saucenow.com to find the original artist. And you can find all their other good artwork. Links to nuggets. The old nuggets were oval. The new nuggets are square. What's life doing? And this cable, because this is the best cable that has ever been, as far as like auxiliary cables go. And that wallpaper's in the description. And I will see you all tomorrow when the sound demos come out. Bye.